family and friends, welcome again to Mama Nigeria's kitchen, the kitchen where food and cooking is fun for the entire family and nutritious. So what are we doing today? We're taking you to the tropics, something tropical, and that is going to be a tropical cuisine called Jamaica seasoned jack chicken and coconut rice. So what are we waiting for? Grab your chair, call your family and friends. Let's get in the kitchen and hook it up. Come with me. So these are the ingredients that we are going to be using today for our dish. So we're gonna start with the rice. For the rice, I do have here 4 cups of rice that I'm going to be parboiling. And then of course, the main ingredients for the rice, coconut milk. So I have here coconut milk. I am just showing you this. This is the actual natural coconut itself, okay? You can choose to create your coconut milk by breaking this open, grate the coconut and milk it out. But hey, thank God for technology. I don't have to do that today. So I'm using the coconut milk straight from the can. And then of course I have on 1 whole red onions, 2 bell pepper here, and I'm gonna use half of this tin tomato paste. So this is the, I believe this is the 6 ounce. Yes, the 6 ounce. I'm just going to be using 3 ounces of it. And then I have chopped parsley, minced garlic. The parsley is about 2 tablespoons, and the garlic is 3 teaspoons. And here I have rosemary, which is about 2 teaspoons. And then of course, because I am not using chicken stock, I'm going to be using the Nose chicken cubes. So I do have 3 of that, okay, that I'll be using to give my coconut rice a perfect seasoning. And in addition, my other dry spices that I will be using. I do have here the perfect seasoning, Goya. So this is 3 teaspoons rather, and this is 1 teaspoon of seasoned salt, half a teaspoon of salt, and this is ginger, 2 teaspoons of ginger, and 1 teaspoon of the turmeric. Okay, turmeric spice is a natural spice that is actually very healthy, and this year I'm going to be incorporating this into most of my dishes. In addition, it also gives it a very nice color. So that is what I'm using for the rice, but we cannot leave the chicken out, okay? So for the chicken, I already have my chicken marinated, and you can see it has been bedded, marinated and thoroughly soaked in a bath of parsley, rosemary, garlic, and ginger marinade. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to add into the interior surface of the chicken. I will add on these bay leaves, the onions, cut this lemon into half, and just kind of stuck it in there to enhance that flavor into the fibers of the chicken. And the Jack Caribbean seasoning. Okay, so the Jack Caribbean seasoning, I'm going to be using this to really thoroughly season. This is the last seasoning that I'm adding on to my chicken before I put it in the oven at 400 degrees for about 1.5 hours or until well done. So we're going to start the process. So I'm getting my bay leaves right into my chicken. the belly of my chicken, get my onions in. So this bird is gonna be really prepped and looking good. Sometimes in your chicken, you might have to do a little bit of surgery, you know, just to make that bird look really nice. So you can see here the skin is a little bit torn because I had to season the interior surface of the breast. So that is why that is looking like that. And I do have my strings here. One is longer than the other. So the longer string I'm going to use for the legs, and the shorter string is going to be for the wings. Okay, just to prep this bird and make it looking real good. You want to preheat your oven at 400 degrees, okay, to get the cooking started. After 1 hour, then I'm going to reduce it to 350 degrees, you know, for it to cook through for another 1 hour. So for the first 1 hour, I'm going to be covering up my chicken rather. And for the remaining half hour of cooking, I will leave it open so it can brown. Alright, so I'm gonna set my cooking time. So cooking time, I'm going to do 1 hour first. I'm breaking up the time, you know, so that once the alarm goes off, it will alert me to check the chicken, and then of course remove the foil. So now that we have the bird all fully prepped and cooking in the oven, next we did the cleaning. At this point we are going to start with the coconut rice cooking. Okay, so I'm going to parboil this rice, and again this is optional. So I have my 4 cups of rice with 3 cups of water that I'm going to use to parboil this rice just for like 5 minutes. Once you start to see the water boiling, then you just drain off that water and put in another water to cook the rice through. Okay. So while that is cooking, I'm going to get my fresh bell pepper and the onions. I'm going to walk through that so I can grate it. I put it, I buy it in large quantity and I store it in the freezer, so that when you, as you can see, this has been in the freezer now for days, if not weeks. So when you bring it out and you defrost it, what do you see? It's nice, plump, and it remains fresh. Unlike if I put it in the fridge, it can last in the fridge for maybe 4 days, 5 days, and then it starts to wither off and then lose color, formation, and texture. So for retention and preservation, I like to freeze my bell pepper. So just to create some room here, I'm going to move my lady Susan closer to me, and then of course get this onion prep. This is red onion. Onions is good for you. Apart from the nutritional value, it helps to enhance the flavor of your food. So you want to make sure you peel off any of the, the dried portion of it until you get to the very fresh, section, and then that will be ready. It's very tough, so which means it's very, very season the onions. It's loaded with seasoning. I almost forgot the habanero pepper. Okay, so or the scotch bonnet. So definitely you can do without that. So I'm going to use this food processor. Just chop this a little bit more. So at this point, 5 minutes parboiling the rice, okay? So I'm going to drain off this water. Add some more water to it. Just room temperature water is good. So I have my colander in my sink, which I'm gonna pour this into to drain it out. Okay, so my rice is all fully drained. Pour that back in here. So next, I'm putting this back on the stove top, but not with the burner on. This is the onions and the bell pepper with 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, all grated together into fine chops. Okay, I don't want it smooth, so hence I'm using the food processor for this. So this goes straight into the parboiled rice. Right now I'm putting in the garlic, the parsley. I'm adding the main ingredient, which is coconut milk. So that is what is going to be replacing any additional oil. Look at this. And the aroma that is already been infused. And you can see the reason why I didn't fully blend the onions and the bell pepper, so it can give it some colorful texture. Nice looking. So at this point I'm gonna add all my dry ingredients. So I have the salt, the ginger, and the turmeric. Turmeric, I'm just gonna try, because I have 1 teaspoon there. As I said, turmeric will give it some color, and you can see how it is already giving it that golden color. All right, my salt seasoning, seasoned salt, and perfect seasoning goes in. Now I'm going to break in the non-chicken cubes. In the absence of chicken stock, I'm using this to enhance the flavor of the coconut rice. So I'm gonna leave it at 2 cubes, actually 4 cubes. I like to break mine into it so that it will actually dissolve quicker and fully enhance, have a full infusion of flavor into the rice. I am really loving this color of coconut rice. I can't wait for it to be fully cooked so I can have a good portion of this coconut rice. It's been a long time that I had coconut rice. Coconut rice is something that we love to cook, especially my auntie. Whenever I take a trip, I actually learned how to cook coconut rice when I visited my auntie. May her soul rest in peace. So I'm gonna add a little bit of more water to this. So right now I do have 4 cups of water, but I'm just gonna do perhaps half a cup. I do not want to add on and just have that on the side, and then I can add a little bit of water as we go, because I don't want the rice to be mushy. I want it to come out flaky, full of texture, and cooked. So we're going to let that boil for about 20 minutes, that should be ready. So the coconut rice has been on the stove now for 15 minutes. You can see the nice color, the texture, and the aroma infusion into the air. So I just want to see, do I need to add a little more water? But at this time, I'm hesitant to do that. So I'm going to reduce the heat and just let it cook through. Oh, wow. The bird is looking good and it looks quite ready. It's been in that oven for a good 3 hours at 400. We started with 400 Fahrenheit, and then we lowered that for an hour. We lowered that to 350 for another hour, and then back to 450. Our bird is looking real cooked, baked in the oven. So first I'm going to cut off the strings and take that off, and then let it cool for 15 minutes, just to settle in before we cut into it. The coconut rice is ready, and as you can see, this is looking good. It is beautiful. This is a delicious coconut rice that I can't wait to dig into. So right now I'm gonna dish out the food. Vegetable to go with this food is the vinaigrette, cucumber, and carrots, which I use the spiralizer to shred into this consistency, kind of spiral. Okay, so kind of give it a beautiful twist. I love the spiralness. It's beautiful. You can use this to garnish your food, and it looks like you are one of the top chefs. That is beautiful. Beautiful. Crunching outside and moist and juicy inside. Wow, labor of love. This is beautiful. So look at this beautiful bird, Jamaican jack chicken, straight from the oven, cooked in the house. It is lovely, it is beautiful, and it is very, very juicy and ready to be eaten. And then of course our veggie is the vinaigrette salad, cucumber and carrots that is spiralized, and the main dish, which is the coconut rice. My goodness, finally got to enjoy the fruit of my labor. It is just beautiful. If you get this from the hotel, that is going to cost you perhaps an arm and a leg. But hey, you can whip this up in your own very kitchen. Okay? So at this point, I am going to give this a taste because it is long overdue. Woo! It is the taste, my gosh. The taste just unravel. and it bursts in your mouth. And you taste every one of those spices that we use in the rice when cooking it. This is delicious. A taste of the chicken. This is the Jamaican jerk chicken. It is a beautiful pair. The Jamaican chicken and the coconut rice with a spring, the spiralized vegetable is a wonderful pair that I will definitely encourage you to prepare for yourself and for your loved ones. If you are still watching us and you haven't subscribed, please take a moment, hit that button on the side that says subscribe and hit the bell so that you can receive notifications on all future productions that we are going to be uploading. And remember also to like and share with your families, both near and far. And send us your comments. We'd love to hear from you. When you cook this at home, share your experiences with us so that we can continue to grow together. So until we meet again at Mama Nigeria's kitchen, continue to enjoy yourself, live healthy with a nutritious and fit life. So keep having fun. Obolo, okay, bye.